If your drums don't slam like drum code or tronic after this 10-minute trick, nothing will. Watch the away, your drums are about to hit harder than ever. This is the parallel processing trick behind Beatport's best-selling Techno. No more guessing if your mix is powerful enough. It gives your drums the weight and clarity they need to stand out. Use it as a foundation, then build your bass lines and synth on top. Another big advantage, your low end never gets overcompressed, you keep total control. And by the way, I'm building this entire track from scratch and taking it all the way to release on Beatport. If you want to follow the journey and see every step, make sure you hit subscribe. Now I'll show you the exact setup in 10 minutes using Ableton EQ Eight and 5 Pro plugins. Let's transform your drums right now. First, let's tighten up the drum bus so every hit is hard and clear. High pass everything below 30 Hz to clear low end mud, and low pass around 18 kHz to cut inaudible highs. Next, sweep between 200 and 400 Hz with a narrow Q and cut any resonant buildup. This clears out muddy low mids fast. Now let's say a before and after while watching RMS levels with the BX meter from Plugin Alliance. It's free in their PA free bundle, I'll link it below. By the way, if you want to dive deeper, I'll also link 2 other videos in the description, one on how I built this kick and rumble, and another on how I got the hi-hat to sit perfectly in the mix. Now add a transient shaper. I'm using Native Instruments Transient Master to add punch. I usually start around plus 30% attack and minus 20% sustain. Next, add tape saturation. I'm using U-he Satin, which comes with tons of presets that glue everything together and add warmth. Now let's bypass the whole chain so you can hear the before and after. Now that the main drum bus is tight, let's build a parallel chain that adds extra punch and weight. First, create a new audio track and rename it something like Drum Parallel. Set audio from to drum bus, pre-effects so you're pulling a dry signal. Then group the drum bus and the parallel track together. Solo the parallel track and let's start building the chain. Add saturation. I'm using black box because it adds harmonic weight and its mid-side control sharpen the stereo image. Now do a quick EQ cleanup. High pass around 50-60 Hz to prevent low-end buildup, low pass around 18 kHz, and sweep between 200-400 Hz with a narrow Q to cut out resonances. Next, add compression. Use a fast attack and fast release and pull the threshold until you're hitting about 10 dB of gain reduction. This clamps the transients and creates that aggressive pumping energy. Now the parallel chain is built, the last step is blending it with the dry buzz for that extra slam. Start pulling the fader of the parallel track all the way down. Then slowly bring it up until the drums feel thicker and more aggressive, but the dry buzz still leads the sound. Glue everything together, I'm using the Plugin Alliance Lisa Dynamic EQ. I'll start from a preset for a quick head start, but when I turn it on, the mix gets louder, so I'll bring the output down. Then I'll make two key tweaks. Control the mid-highs so the hats and percussions don't get harsh. And boost the low end slightly to give the kick and rumble more weight. Drum bass and the parallel bass are perfectly balanced, punchy, warm, and ready to carry the rest of the track. If this parallel trick changes your mix, drop your results or questions in the comments below. For more techno production tips, hit subscribe and check out these videos where I show how I built this kick and rumble and how I got the hi-hat to sit perfectly with them.